May God bless you all. Today we're going to talk about presence in the awareness of the carer. And obviously we kick off by saying that there is a paradox. But the full awareness of and care for the other requires full awareness of oneself and also of what the chaplain is experiencing. Now, an essential part of pastoral wisdom is exactly wisdom about what one is feeling, what the pastoral carer or the chaplain is feeling and experiencing in the pastoral relationship. Now, the immense benefit, the greatest benefit of a consultation group on ministry in which one can be honest about the pastoral events that occur in one's ministry is that such a group can increase one's self-awareness. Other group members notice things about you and what you may have been feeling that you yourself have not noticed. Now the group members, and obviously preferably a skilled consultant meeting with the group, the group members notice and share with the carer the strengths and weaknesses that he or she may have been unaware of. And reflecting in this community of chaplains about one's self-awareness in ministry is an essential element in the development of the kind of presence involved in pastoral wisdom. Now obviously the pastoral carer or chaplain needs to become aware of what has happened in his or her life may be affecting what he or she hears and responds to. That is, the baggage of the past can indeed affect the chaplain. And the recent loss of a loved one by the carer may significantly affect what and how he or she hears and responds to the losses in another's life. Obviously the person may be tempted to talk about her or his own loss, or on the other hand may steer the other person away from talking about any sadness at all. So there is this double risk. Either ignore what the patient is saying, or else engage into what the patient is saying so much that a counter-transference happens. What is important both prior to entering a relationship and in later reflections about it is being aware of how one's own life experience may affect response to another's life. And this is quite natural. If the chaplain experienced loss, he will respond with a loss. And that awareness may involve that carer's knowledge that she is at a point in life when she herself is in need of care, and that need is affecting her care for others. And we know, as Harry Newen would say, we are wounded healers. That is, although God makes us healers, but at the same time we're wounded too. And awareness of oneself and what is going on in one's experience is really an essential part of the presence required in pastoral care. Another essential thing is also an ongoing development of oneself in his or her own faith. If one is Christian, one is Muslim, Hindu, or whatever. And one might call this the spiritual and intellectual preparation for being a pastor. And obviously this is something that is both important for both clergy and laity. And obviously ordained ministers have to fulfill their academic preparation, the required academic preparation required by their denomination for ordination. On the other hand, lay ministers have been trained and certified in some way, but for both kinds of ministers, a study and search of their faith and tradition is required. And one could call this spiritual preparation for ministry, or a quest to become faithful. That is faith, F-A-I-T-H, -full. And it can take place in a variety of ways, both individually and in community. And the important thing for one's being and one's presence in pastoral care is that this is something going on now. So ongoing formation. We cannot go to ministry without preparing ourselves both intellectually and spiritually. Otherwise, what kind of service would we give? So God, we thank you for today's sharing, and we ask you that you give us the grace and the help to be prepared, to be, as the Italians would say, aggiornamento, that is updated spiritually, updated humanly. Help us to study, to pray, and to research, and to learn, and to publish as well in the area of pastoral care, so that our service would be complete, would be integral and fruitful. May God bless you all.